Hi, this is Ms. Garciacruz, and today we're going to look at another shared reading. The shared reading for today is The U.S. in Space. All right, so this is our shared reading, The U.S. in Space. Let me move myself over. After we read, we're going to make a quick timeline of the events that the story talked about. The U.S. in Space, and U.S. stands for United States, of course. In 1961, Alan Shepard became the first American to go into space. A year later, in February 1962, John Glenn orbited, that means he went around the Earth 3 times. John Glenn orbited Earth 3 times. In July 1969, a team of US astronauts landed on the moon. Today, there are rovers showing us pictures of Mars. Maybe one day astronauts will land on Mars. All right, and right now we don't have astronauts on Mars, but we do have our rovers, which are little cars like this, searching and looking at the soil and taking pictures of Mars. So it's really exciting. So let's take care of this first, and then we'll start our timeline. It says circle a word that ends with the same E sound as free. Free, F-R-E-E, free. Let's take a look. Now it says with the same sound as free, ends with the same, oh, I think I found it. There is a word around here that ends like free. Can you think of it? 3 and E. Let me go ahead and grab a little pen from here and underline 3. There it is. Oh.
Space.
Oh, there we go. Now, underline a word. Oh, I'm sorry. It says circle. Let's go ahead and circle. There we go. Next one. Underline a word that is the opposite of come. Opposite of come. So up is the opposite of down. Cold is the opposite of hot. Which is the opposite of come? Got it? Go. Go is the opposite of come. All right. And so if you have this book at home, you could also be doing it with us. Come and go. Put a star next to an important detail from the text. Now this is your choice. You can choose any important detail. Don't worry about that. All right. So now that we have done those 3 items, I'm going to go ahead and erase it for now. And I'm going to go back and look at the dates. Now I want to create a timeline here. I'm going to make a long line, not very straight. I'm going to then make a few marks here. Now I see one date here. I see another year here, a 3rd year here, and the word today. I'm going to use that to make my timeline. Now today is 2020. Because timelines have years, not just today, yesterday, and words like that. So I have 1969, 1961, 1970, 1962. It's my next date. 1969. And finally, 2000. Oop, cancel that. 2020. So that's today. Now, this is a timeline with 4 different dates. 1969, I look here, Alan Shepard became the first American to go into space. Now, I don't have a lot of room and this pen is tricky, so I am going to write it in a shorter way. I'm going to say US in space. There we go. And in 1962, I'm going to come back over here, February 1962, John Glenn orbited Earth 3 times. So I'm going to write J, G for John Glenn, orbited Earth 3 times. I will condense that to just orbited. Orbit Earth. I'm going to just try to get that E in there. Orbit Earth 3 times. If I want to, I can put 3x, oops, land, excuse me, to mean 3 times. All right. Then I will look at the next year, July 1969. Astronauts, a team of astronauts from the US landed on the moon. So I'm just going to condense that again to 2 for US, moon. Okay, excellent. And the final information the story gives us is today, in the 2020, there are rovers showing us pictures of Mars. All right, so in 2020, now the story didn't say US, but there are US rovers, but since the story didn't say, we'll just write rovers in now if I was doing this in my book, like you should be doing if you have your book, I would be writing neatly and on the lines. But because I'm doing it on the computer, it's hard for me to do it neatly and on the lines. There we go. So do you see how nicely we created a quick timeline to go with our story, The United States in Space? Now, if you have your book, I would like for you to do the same thing and then take a picture and have an adult send it to me. All right, have fun.